You know they got that same name with different point of views. Whichever one you choose, you can't lose. They got that same name, different point of views. Whichever one you choose, you can't lose. Keisha and Keisha,
knowledge, wisdom, and discernment. Keisha, you don't got it, you can get some if you heard them.
Keisha and Keisha, man.
Knowledge, wisdom, and discernment.
Keisha
you don't
and
got
Keisha,
it, you
man.
can get some if you heard them. We gon' laugh, have a good time. Just sit back and elevate your mind.
What's up, people?
It's Thursday and it's a storm coming, but
Yes,
what?
it is.
We gonna do this anyway.
I'm trying to finish eating my dinner, so I apologize to y'all right now for that.
She good,
But
she ain't got. We right there in it. We good.
we want to welcome. I mean, it's been a bunch of stuff going on this week in the
What?
news and the media and everything. Hey, Kim. And
What?
I'm telling y'all right now, it is unreal. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Then I kept thinking to myself, oh my God, why would they bring that Mueller report out today? Y'all
'Cause
already
you
know
I ain't
how
good.
Keisha
I can't do
is
it,
gonna
baby.
is gonna react.
I
So
can't do it.
I'm sitting here like, oh, not today, y'all. It's been a excuse me.
Broadcast
Okay, guys.
interrupted.
I know broadcast
Broadcast
slap interrupted.
interrupted.
So we're hoping that those who were joining in come on and join in with us again, because we'd love to hear what y'all have to say about the things we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to start off with this and that. We're going to talk about piercing versus tattoos. We're going to talk about iPhones versus Androids, skinny versus curves, makeup
Yeah.
versus no makeup, fake offended versus real offended. I put that on there because I was like, man, you know what, Keisha, she always, we'll talk about it. Okay, so we got sound, and this is our third time. I know y'all been trying to log in. You guys have been logging in and out. So please log in again. We love y'all so much. This is not us. We have a real bad storm coming in the area, and so the internet connection has been kind of crazy. So
Baby.
hey, you know what, Key? I've been doing this no makeup all week. I haven't worn any makeup to
good.
work. No eyeliner, no nothing. I just straight
Is
clean
that your
face.
black girl magic?
Hey, Mark. This is my black girl full magic. I have not had on
Crazy.
any makeup, so I'm excited. No
And my
lipstick,
face,
no nothing.
my face is.
Key, you want to get into it?
Let's get into
Let's
it.
get into it. All right.
Oh, child. My skin has been fighting me, so me without makeup
Okay.
is not what you want right now.
I was telling them I've been like this whole makeup free thing. Like I have gone through this whole journey this week of like not wearing any makeup. It's just straight me.
Well, you know what? For me, I have this thing that I say. If
Hey,
you
Niecy
see
Poo,
me
my
without makeup, we are really friends.
And I've seen you without makeup.
I know. That's what
Well,
I
you know
said.
what? I'm not a
We
hairy
family. Matter of
person.
fact, we family if you see me without makeup.
I'm not a hairy person, so I don't grow a lot of hair on my face or anything, and I hate that because I really would like some nice eyebrows just so I could just shape them up and they just
I
be
got
cute.
a lot of
But
hair.
I don't. Yeah.
I got
And,
them.
yeah.
Let me shut up.
But it has been a makeup free. Renee talking about some what storm? Renee, ain't nobody playing with you. If we say it's a storm, Renee. All right, Mariah, thank you for checking
We
back
are
in.
not Trump. We tell us the truth.
Y'all know Keisha is
We
ready for
tell
some
us
Trump,
the
but we're going to
truth.
take it in slow. Okay, so since we have people listening, here we go. Piercing or tattoo. So if you had never had either one, or if you have them, which would you get again? A piercing or a tattoo?
Mine is a tattoo. I only have one set of piercing. I never did all the ears.
You never did the one little ear where you had
No.
like it up here in the cartilage? I did that. And
No.
they've all closed up. I think I may have had like 3 or 4 of them.
No.
You never did it? You just had
No.
one? You would
From
get
when
your-
I was a little girl.
I've always wanted the little nose
No.
pierce thing right here. Cliff says piercings. I've always wanted the little
No,
nose pierce.
tats.
So we're talking right now. Would you prefer piercings? Renee, stop being crazy. Would you prefer? Oh, Mariah says piercing too. So those millennials are like, bring on the piercings.
No.
Piercings or tattoos? Keisha
My
says
tattoo
tattoos.
is jacked
I want a
up.
nose piercing. So I think when I get 50, maybe I'll do that. And I don't know, just a little tiny one, But I've always worried about, like, if you get a cold or something like that.
I don't want that good.
Nisi
I don't want
said
no booger on
tattoos. She
top of
agrees
my
with you.
nose.
Nisi is a Keisha fan over here, so she says tattoos.
I don't
okay,
want
so
no
tell us
booger
why
on top of my
tattoos over
nose.
piercings. Oh, Mariah says they don't hurt that bad, the piercings.
Well, when I got my piercing, I was a little girl and I was traumatized, so I'm good.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Well,
good.
Mark says he don't believe in scarring your body. So, but Mark, it's not really scarring your body. I think
Scarring
it's a
your body?
difference in
It's
scarring.
an expression.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Well, and it's not for everybody. So,
Tasha
Mark,
says
if you
tax
don't believe
as well.
it, Mark, don't do it.
That's true. Okay, so what about iPhone versus Android? Because I have some Android friends that are diehard Androids, and I'm just like, get out of here with that. Like, everything is iPhone. We can't even
I don't even
FaceTime.
know how to use an Android.
Yeah.
And I know I have people with it, and they be like, can you show me? I don't know how to use this thing. And it shouldn't be that hard, but it's hard.
It is hard.
I'm like, I don't know how to do it.
I mean, and you got to think about this. See, I got a laptop that's a Mac. I got a tablet that's a Mac. I got my phone that's a Mac. Everything's connected to that. So,
iPhone, iPad. I don't do. And one of my sons got Android.
okay.
And I don't know what to do with that. I told him, boy, just move that phone out the way.
All right, guys. The next one. How about
Skinnier curves.
what you think? So now here's the deal. Like, I was having this conversation with some teacher friends of mine, and it was a mixed group. There were both white and black women there. And the white women were like trying so hard to lose a whole bunch of weight. And they just like being skinny, like not really having any butt, any boob. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just
ugly. They think it's
yeah,
ugly.
if you got a little chunk on you. And so with sister girls, you know, yeah, you want to have a snatched waist, but you definitely want to dunk and some boobies. I mean, like, that's just.
And because I was naturally skinny, I have never been nobody's cup of tea.
I'm gonna tell y'all,
they be
Keisha
like,
got-
ugh.
If you've never seen Keisha's legs, she got those Diana Ross legs. I'm gonna have to put a picture.
Look,
up.
and then
I'm gonna tell y'all right
and
now.
the white women at work love it. Oh my God, your legs! I said my mama cry every time she see these legs. My mom be like, oh my God, those legs are so.
All right, so we asking, do you think women with curves or being super skinny?
Black women like curves. They like
Yeah.
meat on the bones and.
Tasha
and
said curves.
Yes,
Yes, Tasha.
Tasha, we
I mean,
know.
you know, you want your
We
waist
want
all
Tasha.
snatched up, and you want to be
Yeah.
able to set a drink on the back of that thing back there. What?
I have no butt. I am.
Who with me
I'm
for a
all-
big butt?
I am all the way white woman body.
Oh my God. Okay.
But
Well,
it's
you know
fine.
what? I've never really had a big butt, but I definitely got some boobies, baby. I got some tatas for you. I'm gonna tell you that.
If I didn't wear earrings, you
My
thought I was a
sister
boy.
needs to stop and talk about she got a dunk. I cannot with you right now.
Look, I was gonna say, when I was growing up, if I didn't wear earrings, you thought I was a boy.
Oh, okay.
I was like this.
you was
Straight.
androgynous.
I was straight over here. No boobs, no butt, no curves.
Oh my
Be
God.
like, look where my earrings.
All right, Niecy, stop it with the curves. You better cut it out right now. Ain't nobody playing with you.
This your
So
baby.
how about this? Makeup or no makeup? So I've spent the whole week with no makeup. And my first day, I thought like, oh God, this ain't gonna work. I'm not gonna be able to do this. Not all week. You know, because I get so used to putting on, you know, little eyebrows, get my little lashes going or whatever, put a little color on. And I have been after school every day going out and walking and right after school. And so, Renee, you're going to stop with the boobies. And so I just decided this week I wasn't going to put any makeup on. And now this is day 4 because Friday be day 5. And I'm okay with it. Like I do like to go back to have makeup, but I don't necessarily have to have it.
Oh, somebody got volume over here.
Okay, so Mark says nowadays people have booties that are not proportioned to their bodies.
No, and I'm gonna go further. And faces don't look like God made them. I mean, they look manly made. You know, man's hand on them. Plastic surgery, the butt.
Listen, I think if you have the money and you want to get you a dunk or you want some jugs, do you? I mean, Dolly
Yeah,
Parton
but it
wore them
makes
big
you-
old jugs, that little bitty body forever, and everybody loved her.
No. I mean,
So-
no. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying that you look man-made. You don't look
And
like
then,
God
but
made
that's
them.
what I think. Like whatever makes you happy. Like
It's
if-
whatever makes you happy.
Now
but
I
I'm
wouldn't
just
do
saying,
it for
I
some
didn't think it
dude or
looked
something
good.
like that. You know what I'm saying? I think we need to be looking at the camera. I wouldn't do it for a dude. I wouldn't
Oh.
be like, okay, you got some dude that's.
Awesome.
What? Look at the camera. Let me see.
Hey, my eyes.
No, that's fine. Right, you good. Like we keep looking down at the wrong thing. I need to pull that down. All right. Tasha says no makeup majority of the time, but makeup when I feel like it. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
And in the summertime, when you get a nice little tan, you don't really need a lot of makeup.
Well, I
Look up
don't. My problem is, I think my naked face
Mm-hmm.
is not for the public.
What do you mean?
It's
You
like
you
putting on a
always talking
costume.
about being beautiful.
I am
So
beautiful,
what-
but that's what I'm saying. I think that's why I say if you see me without makeup,
Uh-huh.
it's because I have, like, I put on clothes,
Mm-hmm.
I put on makeup. That's my thing of going out to the world. When I'm at home, I take off, first thing I do is take off these clothes and that makeup.
Okay.
So I'm comfortable without it. But
Okay.
when I go to present myself as my kid's mom, I want to look presentable.
Okay, Asia says that she don't wear makeup every day, but she thinks mascara makes your eyes pop a little bit. So
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, I got people now because my makeup, I don't cover up my imperfections.
and when they say
So
natural, she said natural.
Yeah, I don't cover up my imperfections, so most people think I don't have on makeup because you
Well,
can see the imperfections.
yeah.
Because I don't do it heavy, I do it light. You
And
know?
I love the summertime because when sisters get tanned in the summer, you
Oh,
know,
it's
it clears
going
your
down.
skin. I mean, like it just makes everything kind of pull together, and you really don't need it.
Oh,
Cordell
baby,
says-
I'm getting a tan. I can't
all right,
wait.
so listen, Cornell says the more feminine the better, but I like it when a woman can look good without it. That's hot.
That's hot.
All right, hot or not. All right, so anybody, can y'all tell me? Okay, and Shanice says the hell she say if she got them coins, go get some nip and tuck. Okay.
Nah.
All right, so fake
Keep your
offended
coins.
or real offended? Do you think our world has gotten to a place where people are fake offended? And what I mean by that, they just jumping on the bandwagon with everybody else and just complaining just to be complaining. Or are they really offended? Like, are there things like, for example, the whole thing with First Lady, you know, well, former First Lady. She went to London. She talked about Donald Trump and said that he was like that divorced dad, that it's all good for the first couple of days. And then after that, you like ready to go home and it ain't fun anymore. And so a bunch of single divorced dads started getting all in their feelings about it. And so do you think that they are just kind of like, you know, as soon as something pops up, everybody's got to get fake offended and jump on a bandwagon? Or are people really offended and it's just a movement now to where you can actually voice your offenses?
I can tell you what it is. You're not going to make everybody happy. So what it is, what it is. Either you're fake offended
Yeah.
or offended. You're never going to make everybody happy. That's just the way it is. If you're trying to make everybody happy, then you are being fake.
But I guess what I'm
Yeah.
asking is like, do you think that there are more people being fake offended?
Well,
Is that a thing?
I think it's whatever floats anybody's boat. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Where they jump on the bandwagon. They just jump
So
on the
fake
bandwagon.
offended. Fake
Yeah.
offended.
So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, fake offended.
And I think so. I mean, like, I think we need to make fake offended a thing. Like, I might do a shirt and say fake offended.
Well, you know what I said to myself is it
What
costing
y'all
me.
think? Shirt that say fake offended?
But mine is it costing me money? That's what your shirt need to say. Do this cost me money? What she said, did it cost me money? If it didn't cost me no money, I'm good.
Okay. All right. All right, so let's get into a little recap. Y'all know Wendy Williams have been going through it. Now, be honest with you, I said last week, I felt like you can only talk about people as a profession for so long before it just hits the fan with you. And when you think about it, she is a gossip columnist that turned into a gossip television show, and she's constantly talking about people, their lives, their business. So I'm like, at some point, I'm going, Oh, my nephew said he want a fake offended shirt. It's on. I'm doing them. Fake offended.
All right, I got you.
All right, so go ahead with Wendy
so
Williams.
this the thing about Wendy Williams. See, you know, he had this side chick for 13 years. Wendy, you ain't just got offended. That's a fake offended. Because she ain't just got offended. But with the second that Avion came out, Avion is the dude that he said he was sleeping with. Remember, I sent you. That said he was sleeping with Kevin Hunter, her husband. Then all of a sudden he divorced you. I was like, now you offended. Before you were fake offended. Now you really offended because I don't think she knew about that about the men. That he was sleeping with the men. See what I'm saying? Because I think she was
I don't think the girlfriend knew either.
Well, and the girlfriend didn't care. You hear Avion say, that girl don't really want him. She just want to spend Wendy money. And guess what? And Wendy, other problem was that he didn't have no more babies. And then this girl, they slid a baby in on him.
So here's my question. Do you think the reason why Wendy wasn't really talking about it is because she had a whole bunch of other stuff? She's an alcoholic.
No, I don't think that was why. I think she was fine with it because, and Judge Mathis brought that up when he told her about her and her husband having threesomes. Remember, he went in on her about that, and she goes, "Yes, we do." And and it was like, yeah, but now you don't be offended now because he got a side chick. What you
All
doing?
right, so let's take a break on threesomes, right? So it was this chick in New York.
Is that?
Oh, you did? Okay, so I'm just gonna toss it in now.
Go
We might not get
ahead.
to it. She
I'm gonna go
with
so
her
I can
dude,
read the
right?
story.
And
It's
she
down there.
ended up having a threesome with a chick.
Threesome
He put her
going back.
out, and then
He kept
the other girl.
he
So
kept
she
the
came
side
back
chick.
and burnt the building down.
Hey, and
Burned
I don't
the building.
understand. I
Hey,
don't understand.
Sulina.
I don't understand.
You don't understand why she burned
Yeah, I
the
don't
building down?
understand.
Why? She was like, if I gotta go, everybody gotta go. Ain't no,
No, but he didn't want
we ain't
everybody
picking
to
no
go.
favorites. A threesome is everybody equal in the throuple.
Well, he sent her home, so apparently she wasn't equal. And I'm like, how you get offended? You introduced this to your relationship.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Ronnie from Belle Biv DeVoe. Ronnie DeVoe, is it DeVoe? Yeah. Him and his wife, remember, they used to have an open marriage. And then he
Right.
realized how horrible it
Yeah.
was. He was like, no, never again. And so I'm like,
So Renee said Wendy's a dude, and Mark said she has a drug addiction. Either way it goes, she
well,
got a
and
whole
then
bunch
Kevin
of issues going
is
on.
attracted to dudes.
gonna
According
stop
to Avion.
Okay,
Then you know he got graphic.
I know.
I had
know
to
he's
tell
talking
my friend, and she was like, "Ew, why did he do that?"
about- Okay, so let's put the threesome to bed. So do you think you're saying that everybody's not equal in a threesome? So like when you introduce it, you got to deal with whatever the consequences is.
I don't think
because I can't think you can not have feelings. Everybody's gonna have some type of feelings.
I don't think you need, if you're doing a threesome, it shouldn't be couples or relationships. It should just be three
random people.
Hey, we just doing something. It shouldn't be no my boyfriend, I'm gonna introduce a girl,
Okay,
because
okay.
that's when the mess get messy, right?
All right, so do y'all think with threesomes it needs to be 3 platonic
Yes.
situations where everybody just freaky? Or
Yes.
should it be where you got a couple, either they married or dating, and they invite somebody in a relationship?
Yeah, I think that's bad. Unless you want a sister wife, or a
sister
sister
wife.
husband, or a throuple,
Or a
then do
throuple.
it.
Get
Because
that
if you
throuple.
can't get mad and burn stuff down, see what I'm saying? Now this
Right.
sister in jail. Because she wanted to be freaky with her man.
Right. Okay, so the
Your
Chicago
people,
Police
your
Department.
people, your
Chicago,
people.
can y'all stop? Can y'all
Chicago,
please stop?
stop.
Just stop, Shy. Come on, y'all making me look bad. I was born and raised in Chicago. What's
So
up?
I put the whole story on here because I didn't want to put all this, but I think you want to read it.
No, I want you to just recap it.
Yeah, because what I was going to say, the father said that he had to stand there and watch the police attack his daughter because they were saying she had a cell phone or something in the classroom, and they told her she couldn't have it, something silly. But 2 officers attacked this girl, drug her down some stairs, and he was standing because the father came to get her to take her home because they was going to end school or something, and I guess he came to get her, and he said he had to stand there and watch them hurt his baby.
Yeah, no, ain't nobody I ain't standing there watching DJ Thomas get hurt.
Well, he would have been killed.
I'm not standing there watching
That's
DJ
what,
Thomas get
girl.
hurt.
Look, I was just sitting there thinking,
not.
Child,
Everybody
I don't
do
even
their
care.
own thing.
Look, DJ, and he's not mine. But if me and you were standing there, me and you would have been whooping police
Look,
officer.
do you hear
I
me?
don't
Everybody,
care.
they would have been slow singing for everybody involved, baby. That's just crazy. And then that girl, and that's the thing. Like, how do you expect people to react? Like.
That's what he said. He said she wasn't really fighting back. She was defending herself because
Yeah.
these men were attacking her. What do? You just stand there like this.
Because here's my deal. Like, they try to say, you put yourself in a threatening situation. I think sometimes they get on these ego trips where it's like, I'm the law and you gonna do what I have to do, what I say. Now let's just be respectful all the way around. Okay, if you stop me, if I'm doing something wrong, I need to respect you and talk to you a certain way so that you won't get all rah-rah. And the same thing towards me.
And you're the police officer. Where is the de-escalation that we talked about here with Carlos? You got to de-escalate the situation. And the other part, he said they were stumping her and kicking her, and he just, I was reading that, baby.
Yeah.
They were stumping her and kicking her. I'm saying, how do you, as a police officer, justify this? And they charged her with resisting arrest.
I know. I mean, here's my thing with all of that. I just feel like the sensitivity training, I remember saying that when DJ got pulled over about having sensitivity training. And it was one of those things where it was like, what? They kind of laughed at it. And I think that they need to bring some outside
And they
entities.
tased her.
Yeah,
And I'm thinking a
involved in it.
16-year-old girl with 2 grown men. How can you justify that? Go ahead.
All right, so-
just...
Pastor John Gray, we're just going to talk about him
That's
real
you.
quick. Pastor John Gray and his wife, Aventura, made headlines when it was revealed that the holy matrimony was tainted with infidelity. So while Pastor John Gray assured fans it was only an emotional affair, recently discovered audio recordings painting a different picture.
So it went emotional.
So apparently he got the girl a room at some hotel, and he texts the girl to let her know that the wife had found out that she was at the hotel.
Oh, you got caught before you could do it.
So you can claim emotional because it didn't happen. That's what
No, it ain't emotional. You just got caught. See, and I like the way he's put the spin on it. Just say I got caught before I got started.
I believe that you know how when you start talking about keeping your business to yourself, it's already difficult dealing with a relationship where you have some infidelities or some things go wrong. But then when you have to deal with it publicly, or you know what I'm saying, it's like, God, you really just
and when you're in the church, let's talk about that.
But you know what? I'm not.
I'm talking about as a congregation, when you're dealing with something and you're the leader of the congregation, and now you're dealing with something in front of your parishioners.
Yeah.
You know that it's like, ugh.
But I also believe that people kind of put people who are pastors and leaders in churches. And you should be set to a higher standard.
Well, I was going to say, but that's what I'm saying. I said this is bad.
Yeah, I know you should be set to a higher standard, but at the same time,
you're a man.
You are a human being, right?
You're a man.
And so your ability to resist, and man or woman, I mean, women can be
No, I'm just saying that he's a man, but it's all good. But my thing was, the lie led to another lie.
Right.
That led to another lie.
Right.
And then another lie. And then we get to the point where they snatch the Band-Aid off and now everybody knows.
Right. So it's almost like just tell it all right.
All right, Gomer.
I think I'm like that too.
Y'all
like,
look up Gomer. Hosea. Go to the book of Hosea and look up Gomer. Because she had to stand naked before everybody.
Okay. All right. So go to this is one thing I really liked about, LeBron built a school. LeBron built the schools. Go ahead.
LeBron built the schools.
Yes.
Oprah said she's gonna build some too.
All right. Well, let's just do it. Let's build a bunch of them. And I agree. I agree with you, Mark, that pastors are human. Hey, Jamal. Okay, so LeBron built a school, and I just wanted to bring attention to the fact that the results from the measures of his academic progress testing showed that 90% of the students met or surpassed expectations in math and reading. And it also says that their test scores increased at a higher rate than nearly 100% for other schools. Okay, and students that were reading below grade level are now within or above the 25th percentile. So I am really excited because I think when kids don't care what you know until they know you care, and I think for them to have LeBron get behind this and put this school together, they wanted to do him proud. And on top of that, the teachers, it was just like everybody wanted him to win.
Except for one thing, my sister, that we need to remember. You get the kids in the right environment and you produce better kids. And that's why I don't understand about our education system. We keep giving our kids the worst and expecting the best. Like LeBron's school was great for these kids. They had smaller classrooms. They had people that listened to them. And they're not dealing with all the other issues that come along with public school system. That we've got kids that are going into the public school system that are without things, and the teachers don't have things, and the teachers don't have money. Everybody graduates. It's a circle effect, and then we expect these kids to produce. We expect them to come out shiny. How can you come out shiny when we gave you nothing to shine?
And I'll tell you this: the kids are getting bored. And when I say that, granted, we're trying to do more things in science and engineering and technology, but there are kids who are art students. There are kids who are good with literature. Everybody's pushing. They try to jump on the bandwagon and push things. But the bigger part of it is that they're bored in school. Constantly, there's no conversation, there's no interaction, there's
creativity.
It's like do this, and I say that in general, because I know there are a lot of amazing teachers that just close their door and teach. But at the same time, I'm like, God, y'all, we really got to put some more, just reform in education.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
I just put the Mueller report because it just came out, so we really have to.
You gonna table it till next week?
No. Oh. I'm not gonna table it because I'm sure it's gonna be the discussion. But what they found out was the report shows he chose not to charge.
Wait, she couldn't wait. That thing was like all over it. I know it. I'm like, she couldn't wait, y'all.
They chose not to charge Trump because obstruction was in plain view. He said, what does that mean? that means everybody saw it. Well,
Did you
do
see
we
that?
have
It
to
was like
tell
some
you?
comment or something he made to somebody that says, "Oh God, they got the report. I was
Yeah,
effed."
no. They got Mueller, not the report. It wasn't the report that they got. It was the fact that the investigation was going to happen because he was trying to stop the investigation, and he said, he said, "There goes my presidencies. I'm fucked. There's my president." Yeah.
All right, so Tiger Woods has
Win
won
the
the Masters.
As
The last
Donald
time
Trump,
he wore,
was so happy
won
about
it was
this.
yes, he actually gave him a presidential, the highest honor award, the Presidential Freedom Award or something. Yeah, which is the highest honor you can get. He gave it to Tiger Woods. Yes.
And the man who stopped the mass shooting at the Waffle House and got his arm shot up and grabbed that hot gun,
Yes.
he ain't even mention his name.
All I'm saying is, but you know, him and Tiger are friends.
Everybody his friends.
I'm just
That's
saying.
how you roll.
But
Trump, he doesn't do stuff for random people. It's people he know that he gonna be loyal. That's his thing. He say loyalty.
Right. He's
And
like, let me give you this Freedom
He
Award to
think
make
this
sure
is
you're
a
going to vote
mafia.
for me.
He think this is a mafia type thing,
Yeah.
not governing.
Okay. Well,
But here we go.
all right, guys. So dialing 112 or 911. So on Facebook, it was this whole thing that was going around. I don't know if you received the message, especially for a lot of women, that said that to dial 112 and then the emergency operating services will get with you on the phone and you let them know that somebody is following you and that the police, I'm sorry, is trying to pull you over and that you want to go to a safe area. And, you know, Carlos had told us that, you know, don't just keep driving. Call the police so that they can dispatch the person who's following you so then they can say, you know, hey, they're trying to get to a safe place so that everybody can be okay.
I just keep driving.
I mean,
when he pulled me over, he said, "Why'd you keep driving?" I said, "Because I wanted to be in a well-lit place."
Right.
And he's like, "Oh, I didn't think about it." I was like, "Yeah,
Well,
I'm
but
not
I'm just
pulling
saying,
over.
well, he
I
said-
don't trust you."
right, but he was saying just to do that to keep everybody safe. Because
I
you don't
understand,
want eventually nowadays to get pulled over after doing that and they yank you out the car and do a whole bunch of stuff. So apparently 112 is not effective in every state. So they were saying the sure thing you can do is dial 911. So ladies, if you're feeling uncomfortable, just dial 911 and let them deal with it.
And I'm gonna add another thing to it. Don't pull over where there are no witnesses. Just don't. It doesn't benefit you or them. And I get they throw the lights on you, but you get to a well lit area with witnesses.
Yeah.
Do not be alone with any cop. And I mean, I don't trust them. I'm sorry.
Okay, so we got a few comments. Jamal is saying, what happened to shunning Trump affiliates? And then Mark says Tiger doesn't consider himself to be black. And I've been forwarding the posts on Facebook. Okay, so exactly. So why black folks celebrating?
Well, first of all, brother Tiger considers himself black. His skin speaks a different language.
But
I mean, that's the thing.
Right.
If you see him on the street and you didn't know he was Tiger Woods,
Right. And here's my point to that. Even though Tiger Woods, like you're saying, is not saying that he's black, what
And
he
his
did
dad
do,
was.
and I've seen this happen, there have been more African American students that have gotten scholarships in golf, interest in golf, playing golf, and so he kind of drew the attention to that. So even though he may not necessarily have any direct affiliation with wanting to be black and all his kind of stuff, because he made up a word, right? Wasn't he like
black
Camblaisian or
Asian,
something or
black
whatever?
Asian.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I mean, I get that he wanted to recognize all his nationalities and what he's a part of, but we've spoke about this before. When America sees Tiger, they see a black man. They don't even think about his Asian mother.
So guys, what about how many, I know if you have an iPhone, they give you a report on Sunday and they tell you like how much FaceTime you had on your phone. So if you left your phone and you were 10 minutes away from home and realized you left it, are you turning back?
It depends. You say 10 minutes. I say it depends on where I left it.
Like you said you left it at home. Are you turning around?
Oh yeah, if it's at home, yeah, I turn around and get it.
Okay.
Because honestly, it's got everything on it. Like I can buy stuff from my phone. When I say I have the Apple, the Apple Pay. I have Apple Pay and stuff, so I can leave my purse and keep my phone. I would keep rolling without my purse.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I pay with my, you know what I'm saying, but without the phone, like my kids.
Yes.
And Aiden left his phone in the car today, so he went all day without a phone.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
and he was
think
somebody
about,
was calling me. I was like,
but
"What's
think
this?"
about people our
And-
age or
Yeah.
older, or maybe even still a little bit younger than us. That we didn't have phones and stuff, and definitely we couldn't afford it when we were in high school, and we still were safe. We still could make it to places. We still did things. I mean, what was it that we missed out on?
Well, I just watched American Housewife that comes on every week, and her and her daughter had a challenge to not use the phone. Then she realized she couldn't do nothing.
Wow.
Because she went to the cake store to get the cake. The lady said, "I need your confirmation number." It's on her phone. And she was like, "I don't have the confirmation number."
I know.
And then her daughter don't have the phone, so she can't call her daughter to say, "Bring me my ID," because she said, "Okay, you don't have your confirmation number. Where your ID?" She had left her purse in the car, and the daughter had left walking with the other daughter,
Yeah.
so she couldn't even call her to say, "Go in my purse." It was like,
So you
oh
think
my
that
God.
we clearly see she's very dependent on it, and it aggravated her
Yes.
not to have her phone. But most people, are you?
I typically, I am to a certain degree. I feel like I'm not as bad as most people
So-
because it's some people that are horrible. and
Well,
I'm
like
not.
Carmen was saying, for sure, my kids need to contact me. But think about when you were in high school, Carmen. You couldn't contact your mom,
But
and you left, and you were fine. I mean, like,
But we are talking a different era because back
What do
then
you
you
mean?
had pay phones, you had landlines because now most
who
people
had
ain't-
money for the payphone?
no a quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kept a quarter for
Oh,
a pay phone
I
back
don't know
then.
about
Yes,
all
I
that.
did because I knew I would need to call somebody. But there were pay phones readily available.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's hard to find them, and most people don't have landlines. So you have to ask to borrow somebody's personal cell phone, and that's a little intimate. So people don't want
Yeah.
to let you borrow their phone.
Yeah. I mean, and that has happened where I had to borrow somebody's phones and they were okay with it. I'm just saying.
No, I said they
when you
don't-
start. Okay,
yeah,
so
I had to
let's
borrow,
take
yeah.
away the emergency part of it, people, and let's talk about the fact that some people it bothers them not to be able to look at their phone. So the phone could be sitting there, right? You do it out of boredom. You do it because you just got out of the habit of doing it. You constantly checking social media. You looking at your likes, which again is almost a drug addiction.
Oh, I
because
got rid of that.
They turned that like for that on purpose because they realized that how can we get people constantly looking at their phones? Everybody likes to be appraised and approved.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I did months ago, which actually cut down a lot of my social media stuff. Is I got rid of the notifications.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have to go out there to see if somebody and half time I'm not even thinking about it. So when it used to ding, 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 oh, it drove me crazy. So I don't get notifications, but emails and no social media.
Yeah,
sites.
I never
And-
turn on notifications, but people still go. Like you'll go there and be
Some
like,
people-
oh, okay, I put up a picture. Man, I only got 10 likes on that. I mean, the addiction is real, Jamal. I totally agree with him.
But
It is
everybody,
100%
I don't
real.
have that problem because people like me, so they just like stuff.
Okay.
I'm a celebrity.
Oh,
Facebook,
God.
I'm a celebrity.
Because it's like what Kanye said in one song. Oh my God, she's Instagram famous, but she can't keep a job. And it's like that's the type of thing. I mean, but I was actually looking up YouTube, and some of the highest paid people in YouTube are making $1 million plus a month
on social media.
on social media. So it's like, and then they were saying that, like you said, the younger you start, the stronger the addiction, because they were saying that the kids nowadays are falsely getting social interaction.
Mm-hmm.
So where like me and you could sit here and we can have a conversation and we talk and we hang and we do all that. Well, we were doing that when we were young, so it's
Yeah.
kind of easier for us to do it. But for young kids, it is almost uncomfortable for them to sit there and just talk to somebody. I mean, in my classroom, I had this green bucket, and I'm like, put it in the bucket. And everybody takes and put their phone in the bucket, and I'll do something where they have to talk to each other, and then they sit there and look, then they start warming up, and they realize, so now, because it's closer towards the end of the year, I've been doing it all year, they expect it, and the kids are in my classroom coming there, but I see that they're happier, they talk more, we talk about things, they ask questions. I mean, and they just sit there sometimes and be like, man, like one kid will skip all day and come to my class. You know, and it's like we just have to, I don't know, as parents, I mean, you know, it's almost impossible to limit that.
Well, and my kids started late, so I feel like they're catching up. They were like, now they're catching up. Aiden just got a phone. What, last year? I bought him a phone. He lost it, and he had to go a whole year. And he was telling his friends, he said, because I'm trying not to do that phone thing.
Well, I really want to ask the people who are on here right now with us. I mean, how young was it when you bought your kid a phone? You have 3 boys. When the mom got his phone, how old was he?
He was 14.
Okay, so the
And it only had so many minutes. It was like limited.
I think probably.
And it was just for me.
I think Clifford and DJ probably got phones in middle school, and it was like maybe 7th or 8th grade, so they were probably 12 or 13 years
None
old.
of my, well, you know what? None of them got phones in middle school.
No, they didn't have schools. Okay. And there's a lot of kids who don't, but I will
Well,
promise
and
you.
I'm poor. So
Let me tell y'all something.
that's another way to
When
limit
I
it.
start collecting phones in my classroom, you know, this is what I do. I turn them completely off. I don't let it ding. I don't let nothing. And they be like, "You turn off my phone?" Yes, because we're gonna spend 45 minutes when we're in here, and it's just us. But I will tell you, God, dog, the money in that bucket.
Girl, I know. So this happened to me at
Jeez.
Walmart. I went to Walmart and I did cash back in the self checkout.
Yeah.
Left the cash girl, went all the way home, and was like, from where where I work. And so I was like, Aiden, get this cash to go get something. And I was like, where's the cash? At Walmart. So this was at night. So in the morning I went back and I was like, I don't think they're gonna do it, but I'm gonna try.
Right.
Hey, I ain't got no money to be throwing away money. So I went in there and we were talking, and the girl came in with her mom.
Uh-huh.
Her mom said she left her phone here. It's $1,000 phone. I said that little cash I left ain't worth.
What you had, $20? And I with $1,000 phone?
Look, I ain't gonna,
Baby, let me tell you.
But why they gave my money? They caught it on video,
Yeah.
and the cashier came behind, got it, and put my receipt with it. She was like, "You got your receipt? I have it." That's why I shop at Walmart, people.
Oh my God!
They gave
Hey,
my
Walmart
money,
ain't
but
paying
their
us.
mama,
Don't be putting no.
their mom was over there. She was going in on that door. $1,000 phone, and you just letting. I was like, "Who can they turn $1,000?"
And the kids be 8 years old with $1,000 phone.
And this girl, she was.
Jamal
she
said,
was
"How
like
about
17.
cell phones allow rebel kids access to your kids 24/7?" So like it, because I mean, guess what? Everybody had
flip phone.
Okay, but see, here's the deal. Everybody had friends that were not all that on the good side all the time. I mean, I think that's what rounds everybody off. I hate it. No, I don't hate it. I'm just saying I think it does a disservice to mistakenly think that your kid's going to be around a bunch of kids that's on the level all the time. And when I say that, every once in a while, your kid may be the person making the bad decision. And so you're right. They do have access to each other 24/7. But even when we didn't, the bad kids were still influencing kids.
Well, and that's one thing, but the other part is stealing your phone. Like Aiden would leave the phone. That's why he went through a couple of phones, and I was like, "You gonna learn to stop letting people take stuff, because you just laying it down." But yeah.
All right. Let's talk. Let's move on. Okay, so pink tax. I'm mad at the pink tax.
Girl, you mad at the pink tax? I'm mad at the pink tax.
I'm mad at the pink tax. Said you got okay. So Jeff McDonald joined just in time. What's up, Hot Rod? That's what we're gonna start calling him, Hot Rod. Y'all know
better
Jeff
do
in
it.
class to be a hot rod. So pink tax. If you've never heard of it or you've heard a little bit about it, okay. So we're gonna kind of tell you what it is. Basically, the things that you buy, the things that are personal care items, dry cleaning, vehicle maintenance, for examples, are things that women will pay more for than men. So on an average, women spend $1,351 more a year, but make less than men because of pink tax. So our deodorant costs more, our personal hygiene costs more, sanitary napkins, tampons, dry cleaning when we go to get our oil changes, different stuff, and they just treat us like second. And it's called a pink tax, and clearly they mark it
the
up.
niggas of the world.
Girl, don't start with that women are the N-words.
The niggas of the world. This is a hot mess. And it's sad because here we go again. We pay more and we spend more time. We do everything and we're treated like less than always.
I get that.
We're the
Okay,
niggas
so
of the world.
So wait, let's go back real quick on the other thing. Walethea was saying that cyberbullying has caused so many young kids to commit suicide, and we didn't have that growing up. I think that it wasn't as widely reported. I think suicide has always been an issue, but I think more importantly,
not cyberbullying.
I know, but I think
Yeah.
more importantly that social media has caused, and I agree with you with that. Walethea, that it has caused a lot of it because people can hide behind those keystrokes, and then
don't you love them old Facebook thugs? Girl, I posted this guy with a mega hat. Oh, I want a liver. I'm gonna jump a liver. I'm gonna beat a liver. And my friend was like, "Go to a neighborhood. Go to a real neighborhood. Walk on through there. You so bad. Walk on in there."
Wait a minute. So back to the pink tax when they say even our panties cost more. And
Yes.
I hate that word that you use, Renee. So that's why I said panties. But it's just all of the
What
stuff
she
that we
put? Draws?
Yes.
I can't read over
I
there.
can't stand it. I just do not like that word.
That
I
is
don't.
country
Like,
as
that is
hell.
the worst word
That is so
ever.
country.
Like moist. Moist is a word
Underwear.
that I
Just say underwear.
Yes, underwear and panties, like for real. And I don't like the word moist. Moist just seems real.
Well, moist is moist.
Yeah,
I
no,
like
but it's
moist.
not.
Moist is provocative.
Oh, God. I don't know about how provocative that is, but okay.
Moist is provocative.
I don't know. All right.
Anyway, no,
with the women's tax.
well, so it's on the Senate floor.
Mm-hmm.
The women have brought it up as a bill to try to get rid of this.
Well, let me tell you how crazy this is. So women are charged a tax on tampons and pads because they say it is a luxury.
A
item.
luxury item.
Oh, God.
How is a menstrual period luxury?
Let me tell you
Y'all
something. I
take
think
that up with
every
God.
woman on the world in this every woman on this earth will agree that having a cycle is not a luxury, baby.
Take that up with God. I want y'all to take that up with
They
God
said it
because
was a
God
luxury. So
don't
what
even
did they
think it's a
expect you to do?
luxury.
Roll up? I mean, I don't get it.
It's a luxury item to have a tampon and a pad.
I know, but I'm just
They
saying.
want you to disappear.
Jamal said panties is hot, just me. Right. You don't want to be like, baby, take them drawers off. Nobody wants to hear that. Yuck.
Draws is.
You be like, baby, drop them panties. You know that t-shirt and my panties. Oh, they ain't be like t-shirt and my drawers off. That's just, okay. I'm just saying, you know that song. Stop acting like you don't know that
I
song.
don't know that song,
You don't
but
know that
no,
song.
I won't be
Okay.
saying draws.
Who knows that song? Y'all know that song. All right. So on 17-letter owner. Now this is what he did. He saw a kid stealing from the store, and they did call 911. But before 911 could come, he called them off. And it was a guy. I think he was a Asian guy, or maybe from Middle Eastern. And he had the kid take everything out of his pocket that he had stolen, put up on the counter. And he asked him, "Why did you take it?" And the kid said he was hungry. And the
Welcome
owner,
to Trump America.
yeah, he says, "I'm hungry and I'm stealing it for myself and my younger brother." And he says, "I need food." And so he gave him the food. He told him, "Hey, that's no problem." So he filled him up and gave him the food, but he was, of course, trying to make sure he understood that, you don't need to be stealing. So he stopped the 911 call, and I like this, what he said. He says he's a young kid that will go on his record that he was a thief. He cannot do anything in his life. He will not get a good job. This will not solve his hunger problems. And I like that. So he was like, "Listen, we're going to call this off. I got the stuff. It was food. I gave it to him anyway." And we talked about it. He learned a lesson. Because like you said, it would have just went on his record that he was a thief. They wouldn't have cared what he stole or whatever.
Yeah.
So
why?
So hats off to this guy at the 7-Eleven. I really want to
That's what most people
give
need
you
to
some
figure out why they're
Let's
doing what they're
get them
doing.
to clap. We're going to get them to clap. Good job.
The Nancy Pelosi clap. You didn't
No,
say.
he
You
got-
didn't say.
he got-
You didn't say the Nancy
No, the
Pelosi
Nancy
clap.
Pelosi clap
Oh,
is
that's the
not-
only way I'm clapping from here on out.
Oh, okay. All right, so we got an NBA
You talk about
player
the cell phone. Let's keep it
who
going.
used his phone during the game. He said his daughter had a fever and he wanted to check on her. His name is Amir Johnson. So he was kicked out of the game and fined. Do you think he should have been using his cell phone? Come on, Key.
I must say no, only because there are other ways you could have found out. You could have had somebody on standby that could come tap you on your shoulder and say
She good,
she
thumbs
good,
up or
or
whatever,
she
yeah.
not good. So it was the end of the game for one. It was toward the end of the game, and but I just felt like he this thing where it's
He
almost
was on his job.
yeah, but most people use their phone on their job.
That does not make it
No,
right.
but I'm just saying, I know he was on his job, but that's the point I'm making, is that because he know how he worked, he should have made provisions of someone to tell me what's going on with my daughter instead of me pulling out my phone.
Right.
But it's this thing where the phone is how everybody do their business. And it's how they stay connected with what we just said, emergencies. Instead of them saying, "Hey, I'm going to need you to let me know what's going on with my daughter if I'm going to be at this game, or I need to leave. I need to leave."
Well, and I think probably the thing for me is
He
that...
wasn't even playing. Leave.
Okay, but the thing is, he was on his job, and it's almost like me. Like my friends know, a lot of times when you try to call me, and I'm at school, you half the time won't get me unless you call the school phone. Primarily because I am always trying to set an example for my kids to be like, "Hey, we need some face-to-face time," or I'm teaching or whatever. And every once in a while, I may look at my phone or do whatever. But for the most part, when you're on your job, which is what like you said, have somebody that can save your kid's gonna be all right. Because what is it? An hour and a half, and that time, what was he gonna do for?
Like I said, take a sick day. and I hate to say this about men, but they feel like they can't take off when their kids are sick, and we gotta take off. I ain't going to work.
Right.
If my baby's sick and I'm able to, I ain't going to work. I'm telling people right now.
And then Mark told my son, why can't he use his phone? He was on the bench.
That's what I said. I was like, he could have
wasn't
just
dribbling.
went on out.
Listen, I'm just saying.
But,
you know,
so
you
let
get
me
paid,
ask-
and I really want to know if it's in their bylaws. 'Cause it might be in their contract.
I don't know, but can I ask y'all this question? People that go to church, what about them with their phone on in church and scrolling through? That to me is now that's
Disrespectful.
one place I can do without my phone. If I'm not there to get the word, I don't need the phone. And anything that happened in between that, Jesus will let me know.
Yeah, and like Jamal said, what was going on? What was he gonna do if he found out something was going on with his daughter? He wasn't gonna
He
leave.
should have stayed. If you're that
wasn't
worried, I gotta take
He
this
just used it
day.
as an excuse to serve. But I agree with you, even in church. I mean, I just feel like we get so attached to these phones that we miss out on the opportunity to really interact. Church is a place to
Or
interact.
understand
You on your
and
job.
get the
Focus on that.
message.
You need to be trying to get more playing time. You average like 2 points a game and barely made the team. Like, chill. You know what I'm saying? You ain't
That's
better
why he
afford the
was
medicine
on
for
his
your
phone.
daughter if you don't get off that
That's
phone.
why he was on the phone.
So Carmen says she uses her Bible apps on her phone.
Yeah, I understand
too.
that, but everybody don't.
I do too.
And I'm gonna tell you my other pet peeve is putting the kids in the church with the tablets and the game. I'm like, they might as well
I don't.
and it's not because of the kids, it's the adults because it distract
Right.
everybody. You like, and that's why I tell people I like for
Right.
the kids to be away when I'm trying to get the word
Right.
because I hate when the parents have the babies because everybody
Yeah.
baby and the pastor trying to bring the word. You done missed out on some good stuff
Right,
that you
right.
needed.
Yeah.
And it's like everybody cuckooing over the baby or the
Yeah.
baby say
Yeah, but I-
holler. Everybody go.
Right. Everybody's talking about using their Bible app and notes. I do the same thing because a lot of times I don't even take my Bible. I use that. So I get
my
that.
Bible.
But there are people who do
like
sit up on social media and do all this other kind of stuff while they're on the phone.
And
And it's almost
games.
like the phone has just become something. Because think about it. And everybody's been guilty of this or have experienced this with somebody that nearly caused a near-death accident because they on their phone.
Or texting.
You waiting in line for something. Or,
And
I mean,
you know, I don't want you
so
texting me
distracting.
at
It is
church,
so
and that's
distracting.
another thing. See, I guess because I kind of rein in my time. All my friends know when not to call me. You know, you one of them, and you try to slide one in on me. Call me late night. I don't do late night. You know that. Early morning. Hey, we good. But early morning, call me early in the morning, you probably get me. But late night, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to nobody. And it's not that, it's just that it's the only way I can reclaim my time. As Auntie Maxine said, you have to reclaim your time because it's my downtime.
Okay, well, Mark said that his pastor did a sermon from his phone.
And, I mean, that's fine. We're talking about not the Bible app.
Okay,
We're
so
talking
you're
about
talking
being on your phone, texting, doing
Right.
games,
Right.
not using the Bible app. We're talking about people who can't put their phone down because they on Facebook
Right.
or going live on Facebook for church. Jesus gonna slap y'all. Y'all ain't what the pastor say?
What the pastor say? All right.
Are you doing it for Jesus? Are you doing it for Jesus? Look here.
Jamal told something, but why would it be wrong to take a selfie with Jesus?
Jesus ain't taking selfies. He got to be in the heart.
Yes, that's where he is. He's a spirit. Ain't no pictures being taken about Jesus.
Oh, you go. I know he ain't talking about blonde hair, blue eyed
Oh, God, please don't let us start
Jesus.
talking
White
about
Jesus is not Jesus.
Facebook Live with the core choir killing it. Y'all silly. Okay, so y'all know there was a fire at Notre Dame,
Yes,
right? And they
Notre
have
Dame.
raised over, I think it's almost pledged more than $30-something million already for it
700.
Oh,
I think
700?
700 million because
Okay.
it's gonna take 12 billion.
to fix it.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what's happening. People are like, with all of the black churches that recently got burned down, no, they could barely raise $10,000, and so everybody and their mama was giving up money to send across the waters to help the
To
Notre
Notre Dame.
So they had Louis Vuitton and of course Gucci, who are two primarily,
That we boycotting
yeah,
right now.
one of the two.
Both of them.
What did Louis Vuitton do?
We just because we want them.
Oh, okay. At any rate, the black churches did now up to like I think over $200,000-$300,000.
Yeah,
So
I
they
think
went
they're
from
old
10,000.
now.
Yeah, so they
Somebody
did.
had
Some people
posted,
started. Yeah, some people started actually sending money. But I mean, just having your priorities straight. Like you got this architectural treasure. in the Western world that everybody knows about Notre Dame. I get it. But at the same time, both towers were saved, and, it was not set intentionally. So, I don't know.
Well,
And the people there,
Yeah, and then, right here, people who are suffering and going through something from a white supremacist. It's something about white supremacists that I don't think white people, they don't understand that it's terror for us in our communities. Burning down churches, what's good about that?
Nothing.
Burning down churches.
It's disrespectful. Okay, so did y'all hear about this? It was like a dozen of medical professionals in 5 states that were charged Wednesday in participating in illegal prescribing of drugs. And so
yes.
32 million painkillers. Some of them were even doing, some doctors, it was like 31 doctors, 7 pharmacists, 8 nurse practitioners, and 7 other licensed medical professions. And the charges involved more than $350,000 of illegal prescriptions written in Kentucky, Ohio, Tennessee, Alabama, and West Virginia.
I don't believe it. That went,
According to the
Illinois.
indictment. And then it says that they were doing it trading it for sex. Dentists who unnecessarily pull teeth for patients just to get them opioids. What the what?
It's a problem, but the other thing is that this problem that's been going on, this is not the first roundup. This has been going on for several years that they've been rounding up doctors. They've been pulling the professionals in on the drug bus. So it's not like the man on the street selling drugs. It's doctors and pharmacists and nurses.
Right. But the thing is that for sex, dentists pulling teeth out just to give you an opioid prescription and just stuff like that. And it's like, this is what gets me. You'll take a dude with an ounce of weed in his pocket, slam him to the ground, ruin his whole life, do all this kind of foolishness. But y'all been running rings, and I'm just really curious to see how this gonna pan out. Like, it just is so.
Are they gonna get the Manafort?
Oh my God!
It's
the
slap on the wrist.
It is so unreal, and it really drives me bananas because it's no difference in the crime. You paying for sex, you doing things illegally, you getting money illegally, over $350,000 worth of prescription medication. Come on, man.
Yeah, and they make money. Then our poor drug dealers don't be having no money. They barely getting money. So the next one is Representative Katie Porter. You know she's the new rock star next to AOC. Now Katie Porter, a single mother out of California, she grills the bank CEO Jamie Dimon over pay disparities for a teller at his bank. The teller ends up with a deficit every month of over $500.
Right.
And over basic living expenses. She did everything basic. A basic cricket phone, $400 on ramen noodles.
I don't even think they, I'm gonna say.
And the rent, $1,600 for a 1-bedroom.
Intense.
2008 van that she was saying that she drove. And she asked him, how can he come up with a solution? Do you know what he said? Tell us, girl.
I'm not.
I don't know. And everybody was like, what you mean you don't know? It's a teller at your bank. And this you pay, and she made $16 an hour.
Okay, let's stop for 1 second, because I did not say poor drug dealers. I'm talking about young men who buy weed. Right, who buy weed and do different stuff, and now can't get going to trade school. I mean, just can't get do a whole bunch of stuff.
We already know
these people might get
their
hands slapped and keep it moving. I'm saying if you're gonna do it, like start at the bottom with it and make it at every level, and not just because they're doctors and they can pay some attorneys, because that's usually what happens. People go to jail because they don't have money, not because they're necessarily really guilty of doing something, or even that the crime fits the punishment. Or the punishment fit the crime. Like, come on now, you know that better than me, Jamal.
The system is messed up. So with Katie Porter, so she grills this CEO, and he could not come up with a solution on how to help the teller.
Could not. And I'm talking about a CEO of a bank who be coming up with multi-million-dollar solutions
and he
to
made
making money.
He made $30 million.
Right.
And he was like, I don't know how we can help her get more food. And I mean, all the commentators were like, how about pay her more money? That never crossed his mind to pay her more money. And I think she's making $16 an hour. $16 an hour. If you just upped it to $20 an hour, she could be out of the deficit.
Crazy.
Wow.
All right, so pop culture Coachella happened this weekend. And Donald Glover, let me tell you, did you see that? What he
Yes.
did? He airdropped people to get free Adidas
Explain
shoes.
airdrop, because we had to do this the other day with some ladies, friends of ours.
Everybody.
No, they remember. They didn't know what airdrop it was like. I'm saying
Who
because
was that?
when I saw us, remember they was like, "What is that?" We
Oh,
was like,
my
"Put the
God.
phone next
All right,
to
so when you have an iPhone,
and see, they might
instead
have
of you sending a
Android
text message, or instead of you sending it some other
or
avenue,
pictures.
if we're close in proximity to each other, we can airdrop pictures and messages and stuff like that.
It'll pop up and say, "Do you want to share?"
Yeah, okay. So he did that for people to get free Adidas shoes, and they would have to agree to wear them all weekend at Coachella. And apparently they're like really kind of earthy,
They're
little
his shoes.
grungy.
They're his shoes. They're $1,000 a pair or something like that.
Yeah, through Adidas. But they're saying with the way that they're designed, they're like real, you know.
Yeah.
So they went and they picked the shoes up and they had to agree to wear them all weekend. So
Hey, a new pair
I
of
think that was
shoes.
a nice little, you know,
And it was using
marketing.
technology, so you needed your phone.
Yep.
All
And Idris Elba DJ'd at Coachella.
right.
All right, Idris. Ooh. I don't know if
They-
y'all seen his show on Netflix.
I
where he's
have.
a
I done
DJ.
watched every episode.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
finished.
freaking cute. It's cute.
Charlie.
Charlie, yeah.
Yeah. Something
Okay.
with Charlie.
All right, so then go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say Kylie. One of the days she was out in this jean outfit. I'm like, what the hell? This girl
Kylie
can't
Jenner?
dress. Oh my God, she cannot dress at all. And then she had those. It's like
Hey, she come from a family that have marketing geniuses have
yeah,
earned
but
millions
she
by
that stuff she be
manipulating
wearing make
people.
me want to set fire to it. Like y'all was
Well,
talking about the
that's not-
shoes were grungy. That outfit was ugly, and you
All right.
got money.
I don't know if you guys been listening to Kirk Franklin, but he's dropping some stuff, baby. He's got the Love Therapy song that comes out, and I love that. I wanna love somebody but you. I don't wanna love nobody but you. I love it. But he's gonna drop his whole album on the 31st. He does a really good job of blending music to bring in newer generation of kids to kind of start listening to Jesus. So I really like that. This is 13th album. You don't like Kirk Franklin?
I don't have nothing against
Oh,
her.
I know. I'm just saying. All right. So Instagram meme pages are being taken down. So people are getting upset about it because they create these meme pages, of course, to like poke fun at people, and Instagram is starting to delete them.
Why we love them? Don't you love the Michael Jordan one with that tear? That
Oh,
one
God.
tear. That is
Or
the
the one where you
best.
got R. Kelly and Jesse Smollett, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Yo, can you give me the
Your
number?"
lawyer, your lawyer. Who your lawyer, man?
Who your lawyer, man?
I love
All
the memes.
Okay, so Ariana Grande shares her brain scan and says she has PTSD.
Yeah, you know she had somebody got shot at one of her concerts and killed. Did they get killed?
Well,
too?
Ariana, can we just line up all of the black people in the community I grew up in?
No,
'Cause
can
trust
we
and
line
believe.
up all the white people in the
Trust
White
and
House?
believe.
Excuse me, can we line up the administration? Leave them black people alone. We need to line up the administration.
I'm just saying.
Because they under spell. Do I need to click a flash in front of them and snap them out of whatever spell they
Oh
in?
my God. Okay, so then you also have Monica. She's a part of T.I.
Monica, the
Family
artist.
Hustle. And I love
The
Monica,
singer.
but she just got a divorce from her husband.
Oh,
and
I
she's
thought they
left
was going
single
through
with
it.
3 kids. And they want her to publicly talk about it on there. And she's like not budging with it. And she's like, that's my personal business. It's hard enough dealing with the fact that I'm, have to raise these kids. I'm not about to do that.
You're not about to exploit my life like that. I'm already letting you in this area. You don't have to give them all access to everything in your life. Leave some stuff private, please. I've already said this before. Keep it to yourself. Please.
All right, so we got people on eBay selling the Nipsey Hussle Memorial Program. And so eBay told them they had to remove it because you cannot profit off the loss of people.
Someone's dead.
So they told them, and I'm just going, so you got a program, you were invited to this thing, and you on eBay selling it for $500 or $600.
Who buying it? Oh, yeah, anybody.
I mean,
All
I'm
right.
just like, who couldn't come? Maybe, I don't know. All right, and then in addition to that, you had Reggie Bush, who set up a GoFundMe account for Nipsey's children, and he said he had the support of Lauren in doing this, and then the family said no, he didn't, and they had told him to take it down, and he didn't, and he was just like, look, me and my wife took an hour trying to figure out this tape and how we were going to put this out there for people doing the
Some people just want to give. It's not because y'all in need. Some people just don't have any other way to support.
So this is a way, even if it's $10, $100, $500, I
and
mean,
it makes them feel good.
yeah.
So
And then Jermaine Dupri says Nipsey was Jesus.
he did. He took his life. He died at 32 years old.
33.
33. I'm with him.
Same age as Jesus did. And they were just saying how,
He's
you
from
know,
Africa.
in reference to how he said it or whatever, you know, everybody wants to always kind of clown people for their efforts and stuff and say, but you just don't know. And so, I don't know. I was having this conversation with somebody, and I think that a lot of times people who are devout Christians that are so strong in the church spend 90% of their time, you know, serving the Lord, can sometimes treat the church like a country club, and like their membership has some type of privilege, and that they can sit back and talk about other people and their experience and stuff, when really those are the people who you should be drawing in. And so I'm very sensitive about the fact that it should be inclusion and not exclusion, and that, you know, if you're doing and living right and doing the things you need to do, either they gonna draw you or you gonna draw them. So in the effort of you doing what you should be doing, you should be drawing them.
I think they missed the point what Jermaine Dupri was trying to say. I don't think that he meant Nipsey was the Messiah. I think he meant that Nipsey was here helping people with the way Jesus did. That he actually showed his life as a helper to people who did not have.
Right.
And that's something that we all should exemplify Jesus if we're Christians.
Yeah.
So if people look at you and they don't see Jesus, I don't care what church you go to.
There you go. It ain't gonna make a difference. And I'm saying there's a bunch of people who will walk into a church and it be so cold.
Nose up in the air.
Fake friendly. We just gonna put fake and everything like this. Fake offended. They fake friendly, and it just turns into a situation
Fake.
where
It
was a young man recently killed in this area, and he had come to our church a couple of times, and I had the opportunity of knowing him, you know, because one of my other friends like, hey, I gotta go, but I invited him to come. Can you make sure? And so, in talking with him and his girlfriend and everything, and then a couple of weeks later he was killed. So you don't know what's gonna happen to anybody.
That's what Donald Glover said at Coachella is that. Because Nipsey was so young, he was saying, I don't understand that some of you won't make it next week because of, I mean, it's true. But he
could have said some of us.
But I know that's what Charlamagne. Shut up, Charlamagne.
All right, so Laura Ingraham cracking jokes about Nipsey because of his song FDT. And so
Donald Trump.
3 years ago, he made this song, and she was just really acting a fool about it. And they were just like, poor taste, you know.
Well, they always poor taste on Fox News. If you expect better, don't.
Okay.
Don't.
So Donna Glover and Rihanna is starring in a Netflix musical where a musician is trying to put together a music festival. It's called Guava Island.
It ain't called Fire.
It's not called Fire. It's called Guava Island on Netflix. So I'm just pushing that because I think it's going to be kind of cute. I watched the little trailer for it.
It's art imitating life because that fire.
Listen, they said your boy, who was with him? The rapper who was on that too.
Ja Rule.
Ja Rule. He owes $2 million to IRS.
Yeah, I heard 50 dragging him. 50
was dragging. 50 just
always
drag somebody.
50.
And then, you know, Bay has got that homecoming performance 2 hours long. I thought it was going to be
on
like 30
Netflix.
minutes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's cute, but I mean, if you saw it from last year, it's the same thing from Coachella. It's her performance.
I ain't never seen it.
All right, so Morehouse is now allowing transgender men to enroll in 2020. However, if you were born a male and now you identify as a female, you cannot.
They're letting ones that identify as men into the all men college.
And they will continue to use masculine pronouns, which is called the language of brotherhood. Yeah. So, and apparently Spelman had done this a while ago.
That's good. I mean, it goes back to some of this homophobia. If you ain't gay, then you're not gay. It doesn't have anything to do with you. If you're not transgender, it does not have anything to do with you. But for the people who are, thank you for letting them in Morehouse. It just shows that times are changing.
Nephew said his whole thing gonna be fake offended all summer 2019. I promise you, nephew, you will have a shirt in about a week. Cause I am just
gonna say fake.
Fake offended. That's what I'm doing. Hashtag fake offended. I'm with you, nephew. Let's go. All right. And so they says, do you think Killer Mike and David Banner are just as impactful to their communities as Nipsey Hussle?
Yes.
So they were saying, let's get behind those fellas and support them. I love Killer Mike's. If you have not had a chance to look at his Netflix special, I mean, it's a little radical, and he goes in.
Funny.
He
it's
goes.
Good,
remember, he goes. I was like, Keisha, you have got to watch this. I know you are just gonna get a kick out of it. But he goes in now.
David Banner, I've been following him on Instagram with the God Box, and he's speaking some real knowledge. You got to go out there. He's telling us. And he's explaining to us what we need to do. And he's from Mississippi.
Yeah.
So I mean, we know about being poor. Mm-hmm. It's some folks. Listen to the folks that have overcome being poor.
All right.
Okay?
So yeah, speaking up about being poor, so listen to me real quick. Are more black people middle class? All right. For as many as politicians address the middle class, you think it would be more clearly defined. So there are little consensus on what middle class really means, but everyone certainly wants to be middle class. Nearly 70% of Americans consider themselves middle class, but only about 52% will qualify based on their income. So it says the Pew Research Center found that middle class income in a 3-person household earns between $45,000 to $135,000 in 2016, and between $37,000 and $147,000 now. So the range is kind of a little bit broader now, but while others argue that the swath of Americans below the top 10% is middle class.
I think the government and most the 1% have been actively trying to get rid of the middle class. And you're either poor or you rich. And I hate to say it, most of the people who consider themselves middle class, I would consider poor. Because I fall into that middle class range, and I'm like, I'm poor. You never heard me say middle class. I say I'm poor because
I think I've always said that because they have middle.
No,
and
I'm
upper
saying
middle.
you never heard me say that because I consider it poor.
Yeah.
For where I fall in that range, and it's because what they're telling you can live off of, and what this lady Representative Porter just said, it's not true. We just did the numbers. It don't match.
Right.
And they're saying $45,000 for a family of 3. What the?
Right.
What the?
What the?
You on food stamps?
$45,000 a year. Right, because that lady it was like $48,000, and she couldn't afford to do nothing. And she was
because
considered
things
middle
are
class.
expensive.
Yes.
I mean,
Jesus.
and they like, oh, you're middle class. No, you're not.
Well, technically you are, but that doesn't mean that you're really doing well. See,
Technically
but listen, people,
you're not because you can't afford stuff. You're poor. When you can't afford stuff, you're not middle class. You're poor.
What?
You like me. When you can't afford it. Just because I make $48,000, but if I cannot afford to go on a vacation.
I get what you're saying, but I'm saying that the middle class could be poor. Like, what are you saying?
No, I'm saying what you just said. Poor is what it is. It's not middle class. They got rid of the middle class. What used to be where you could have a family of 4 and live off $40,000 and y'all can have a house and a car and go on vacation. What you're making now, you don't get those luxuries. You are
house
poor.
and a car?
No, I'm talking about food. And you living off ramen noodles. Are you middle class if you living off ramen noodles? Yeah, peanut butter and peanut butter sandwiches.
You ain't living off no ramen
peanut
noodles.
Butter sandwiches.
You ain't living off
That's
no
all right.
ramen
I'm living
noodles.
off hearts. 5 chicken, 5-piece dark for $3.99. Baby, I can live off that.
Let me tell you something right
Hearts
now.
chicken.
With you and your Piggly Wiggly and your hearts.
That's all right.
All right, we just gonna go into the health. Anxiety disorder has increased since smartphones for teens. You agree with that?
Yes.
Having anxiety disorder. It says friendships being available all the time. Social
They based
stacking.
it on that. Poor kids. Now, I taught my kids a long time ago, and I know I said this stuff is not real.
But think about this.
And I have to tell them that because some kids will take it as reality. So-and-so didn't like my baby. It's
No.
not
I'm
real.
just talking about
Yeah.
friends. I'm talking about calling on the phone. Remember when we were
Or
younger?
that they're
you
my
had
friend on social media.
No, really
Yeah.
your friend. Like really
No,
your friend.
I'm just saying on social media you have 2,000 friends and they're not your friends.
No, but
Yeah.
I'm talking about actually having a friend and
Yeah.
them having access to you 24/7.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
But when you think about it, you have a phone.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as I have your phone number, I can call you on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And if you see my number at 3 o'clock in the morning, you think something going wrong with me.
Mm-hmm.
If you roll over and you see Keisha calling me at 3, because you have done it before where you was like, you good? Blah, 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 blah. Like if you happen to wait, but they're saying that you have, now granted, I ain't saying that we're going to abuse
But
that.
I told you
there
I
are
shut
people-
that down. You know,
know,
I
but
told you
there
I
are
shut
people-
my phone down.
There are people that will abuse that privilege. And what they're saying now is it's called social stacking, where they just feel like they can have access to you. And so what you mean you didn't answer the phone? Or you didn't respond back to a text?
No.
Oh my God, think about
Hold on. I'm finna tell you prime example, Keisha, which is why I stopped doing it. People, if you hit like or something on something at 3 a.m, people know you up, call you. And you be like, they got access. So I don't hit nothing. If I'm rolling up, I don't hit. Like, I play games with people, but
Yeah.
I would not play because it'll say, Lakeisha just finished.
Yeah.
It's too much. I cannot stand
Okay,
it.
think about too when people are. When people are,
I don't
send
do
you a
it.
text. Somebody sends you a text, right?
If you open it, I don't.
No,
open
but I'm
it.
just saying they
No.
send you a text and you don't respond, and they send it like, oh, I know she see my text, she's not responding.
And
blah,
I
blah,
ain't
blah.
seen it.
So it's just having excesses, and I promise you, I don't. Like DJ and them talk about me all the time. And him and his dad always talking about me not answering the phone or responding to a text. But half the time, I really enjoy spending time with people. So I don't have my phone in my ear or with me all the time. I just
My
don't.
mother, because she know we have phones, she honestly think we are on the phone. And I was in the shower.
That's a perfect
I was
example
in the
right there.
shower, and I get out the shower, and I've got 3 missed phone calls from her.
Yeah.
And then
'Cause
one
she
of
wants to have
hold
access
on.
to you 24/7.
One of them is a voicemail. I know you see my phone call, and you ain't answer my phone call. And I mean, it's going in, and I'm going.
Yeah. Yeah.
I call her back and said, I took a 20-minute shower.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chick,
And people don't want to believe you.
chick,
Yeah. And think about
calm
now.
down. But
Okay,
with
and-
phones, if you call me once, give me
Let me
a
tell you
chance
something.
to
If
respond.
people were being honest with themselves, when they send a text to somebody and it takes somebody too long to respond to them, they get in their feelings.
I had to get over
All
that
in their
because
feelings.
my boo do not respond.
See? And
He
you
does
get all-
not, and he one of those because of how he works.
Mm-hmm.
He shut it down for a day because he can't because
Yeah.
he got to get sleep. But he'll be like, "Oh yeah, I saw a text," and I'll be like, "You know
Wait,
what?
Jamal
Whatever."
said it's okay to be mad for a while. Sometimes you gotta just let people be mad. Just let them be mad. I
I
agree with
do.
him. Sometimes that is cool, just to let them be mad. And
Yes.
Joe, if he's watching this because he was clowning me, talking about how I keep flipping my hair. I'm flipping my hair today, Joe.
You
Leave me
are
alone.
flipping it a
All
lot.
right.
I'm like, is she
Whatever.
hot? She hot.
I am hot. Talk about, okay, so real quick, I want to just talk about Chris Wilson's book, The Master Plan. If you have not read that book,
I'm gonna check it out. I saw it on here, so I'm
Yes,
gonna check
and
it out.
I really want to try to see if I can get him to call into my classroom because I've taken excerpts from his book and have read it to my kids,
Mm-hmm.
and we've had some very awesome discussion. And so I don't want to give the whole book away, but I will say this. It talks about his journey out of prison. He was 17 years old, committed a crime, just totally was.
I think
had
I've
gotten
heard
a
about
life,
this
yeah,
guy.
life
Oh.
sentence on Trevor Noah had him on. his
Yes. Oh,
And
so
so-
that's why I know. Because I was
Yeah.
like, I know. Okay, I know
And
the story.
He got
Yeah.
a life sentence, and then he ended up getting out of jail because he had this master plan, and he worked this master plan. And when I want to tell you, just when you think Chris was getting it and everything was happening, something else to jump in there. I mean, it's an amazing book, and he talks about all of the things that he went through with his family, being in jail, just all of that. And it's really very inspirational.
If it's on Audible books, I'm gonna get it because now
I mean,
that's
yeah.
my new thing. Now them Audible books, I can go a whole day and get a book because on my job I can type and listen. So that's why I can't do the phones and the whatever.
Wait, I'm gonna get my nephew. Clip talk about something. Woo, my auntie is not the best texter. Talk about something. LOL hashtag fake offended. I love it. We are so gonna be
Fake
fake offended
offended.
all summer. Clip that is gonna be our little hashtag. I'm
That's
telling
why
you,
you my
I'm
boo
going to
Clip.
get the shirts made this week. So wait on
Just
your
stop.
if
Stop.
you want
I
your
want
fake
to stop
offended
giving
shirt.
us deadlines. Just show them to us.
All right. And
Where
what
your
he just
stuff?
says, he says, she's talking about then your two friends show up at your doors. You better be right, Walithia, because I'm going to tell you, you got one time to act like, girl,
Y'all
don't
keep talking, I
don't
like
you
my
do
paper.
it. I'm going to tell you like I tell
Oh,
everybody
stay
else.
home.
If I'm your friend and we friends for life, baby, I don't care. You be in your feelings. I'm going to give you a minute, do all you got to do, but you better get back in the game, baby, because it ain't but one life out here. And people, you know, when you have friends that you can be, don't cost you nothing to be their friend, vice versa.
What
Y'all
you
ain't
doing?
all in y'all feelings. Y'all can love each other. Y'all can give each other space. Y'all can do all those type of things. That's hard to come by. There's so many people, especially with women, they get too needy with stuff like back up, give me 50 feet.
You
Okay.
know what I do? I cut everybody off and be
Okay.
by myself.
All right, talk real quick.
Finances. Okay, a new report revealed that some American companies didn't just pay no taxes last year; they paid negative taxes. So the main thing that happened, like with Amazon made $11 billion, end up with a negative 1% tax rate, and walked away with $129 million tax refund. How good does that sound to you?
That sounds real good. Amazon, I got a few things I want to do. I only need about 100,000. You can give me that. We good.
They ain't gonna give it to
Okay.
you. That's the point. That's the point we making.
Yeah,
so the,
Bezos, what's up?
The report by the DC-based think tank Institute on Taxation and Economic Policy looked at how Fortune 500 companies have been affected by U.S. President Donald Trump's 2017 tax cuts. Okay, so this is what happened. The Jobs Act and found that 60 of America's biggest corporations paid zero in taxes this year. In other words, instead of having to pay the standard 21% corporate tax rate, which is down from the 35% that we used to have, these companies collectively enjoyed a roughly negative 5% average effective tax rate from $4.3 billion in rebates. $4.3 billion in rebates. I'm gonna say it one more damn time. $4.3 billion in rebates. That means they didn't pay nothing. And then notable consumer names on the list include Gannett. I don't know what Gannett it does, but it's something. IBM, Activision, Blizzard, JetBlue Airways, Deere, Delta Airlines, and Whirlpool, and Netflix, to name a few, that paid nothing in taxes and made millions and billions in revenue.
We need to get on the game with them.
This is about us and putting the people in legislation that don't have our best interests. See, Donald Trump believed in trickle-down economics. Trickle-down economics is a myth. The top ain't finna trickle not a damn thing down. Just like we just saw with that CEO, he didn't know how to help the lady. Hell, give her give her $1 million of your $30 million salary.
I'm with you, boo. All right, so let's talk about it. In education, real quick, we're coming down to the end of the school year, and you're going to get your kids back because we got about 6 more weeks. Tag you it, baby. Okay, I'm sorry.
My kids going to work. You ain't working,
hey,
you
Herbert.
don't eat. If you don't work, you don't eat this
What
summer.
up,
I ain't paying for nobody.
I'm just saying, tag you in about 6 weeks. But
they gonna
I
go to
will
work.
also say to you, if you have high school students, having them taking an online class will be a great idea.
Reading
just take
every
online
age.
course.
No, I'm talking about every age need to read something.
Right, because they can go on the class 1-2 hours a day, get through with a class, because you do have to have an online class to graduate in Florida. But more importantly, it gives them opportunity to just keep themselves going during the summertime. I know everybody needs a break, so that's why I said one little class ain't gonna kill them. And then if you're younger than that, they have tons and tons and tons of camps that are not just vacation Bible studies. These are camps that allow you to actually do some stuff with science and technology, with theater, or different things. They're all over the place, so go ahead and check those things out and get them involved, even if it's just for a couple of weeks. They have something, and then a lot of them are free, or they offer some incentives.
I was gonna say go to the public library, because even most of the public libraries have like a reading little storybook time to bring the kids every day at an hour.
But Wendy not a dude. Stop it, she a girl. Okay.
Wendy is
all right.
is
So that's how
questionable.
that's not binge watching with your boo. I think that would be cute.
Yeah, I think I would love that.
Yeah, just to get up, and you just get up to go to the bathroom,
And
hang
cranberry
out,
and vodka
snuggle
involved.
up. Oh, you got a little cranberry and vodka. Okay, well, there's some other stuff going down too then, huh?
We got our
Listen,
initial glasses.
Let me tell y'all
and
this real
clean
quick
them
though,
together.
right? So, and this is a little bit of a TMI, but I have a group of kids that normally eats lunch with me every day because I can't get rid of them. And they're wonderful girls. And I had to get in their behinds today because I was like, you know what? I need you to start at this age realizing how important you are, not only to yourself, to this community, to the people you impact, and know that. So anyway, one of the girls was talking about they're finding these places to have sex, like, because you remember when you're in high school, you can't be all up in your mama's house, even though some of them do. But kids in high school that are having sex or whatever. And so I told them, it was so funny because I was like, well, I'm glad I got a bed and a job, baby. But anyway, they are finding like the most ridiculous places.
Cause they stupid. I'm sorry
I'm
to
telling
say
y'all,
it.
y'all
They
need to talk to your kids,
you gotta remember
y'all.
when
Talk
they're
to your
young,
kids.
they think it's so smart. You remember when we were young, we did the
Oh,
stupidest
gosh.
stuff. Like now I look back, that was stupid.
Stupid. Okay. All right. Holding hands in public.
I love it.
I do too. I think it's
love
cute.
it.
I think it's cute, especially if you like at a jazz festival, or you walking in the park, or just hanging out a little bit, or you get ready to cross the street and he grab your hand like, I got you, come on, or something like that.
Yeah,
think that's
I
hot.
especially love it
Yeah.
with older couples.
Yeah,
It's so
yeah,
cute.
yeah,
It's so
yeah.
stinking cute.
All right, and when you catch him looking at you,
Yes.
That's cute.
So me and my boo was out. And I was looking at
What
him.
was this?
And the lady said, she looking at you. He was like, he turned around. He was like,
That's cute.
and I was like, oh yeah, buddy.
Natural is undefeated. Oh my God. All right. So what do you think about your spouse if you guys are out, just real quick, and you catch them looking at somebody else? And I'm not saying it could just be somebody who got a nice body or attractive or whatever. I mean,
Oh, pissed, because
they
you
got
might be looking
eyes,
at me.
right? But I'm saying they got eyes. Would that really throw your whole
Yes,
date?
because
your
I'm
whole
dropping elbows. I'm kicking
are?
feet from up under my...
Yeah. Are you feeling some way about yourself when you see that happen?
Yes, because I think I'm hot.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
I just thought I'd ask. All right. Real quick, let's wrap them up. We already talked about the
ain't nobody got time for that.
so
boo.
the
Ain't
crazy girl, she
Mm.
was obsessed with the Columbine, and she drove to Colorado, bought a gun.
And everybody was
and
looking
it was
for
a
her.
manhunt, but
Yeah.
then she ended up killing herself.
Yeah. And somebody brought
18
this
years
up.
old.
Somebody brought this up, which is sad and depressing.
Yeah.
But at least she didn't do the mass shooting and then kill herself. You know how they kill 40 people and then kill themselves.
Well,
I was like, why didn't you just kill yourself?
On that
Yeah,
one.
and Colorado got ahead of it and shut
Yeah.
down their schools, which was amazing.
Yeah,
to get
Mayor
ahead of
Pete
it.
faced angry
Protesters.
in Iowa because they didn't like the fact he was gay, and that's the one mayor who's the gay mayor who is putting his bid in to run.
And who's talking very good, who's got some great ideas as president. So it's like, do you care what your president's sexuality is?
Mm-hmm.
If you can have food and better jobs, and I'm like, I don't care who you sleep with.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't sleep with my man.
So Kodak Black is being disrespectful to the late Nipsey Hussle, but is now in jail for having guns crossing the border from Canada.
Is it karma?
And then on top of that, now he's doing this diss thing with T.I., him and T.I.
Ain't nobody studying you, Kodak. Y'all stop giving this dude any airways. Go sit down somewhere. So this one I just heard, Sudan's dictator president, his name Omar Ahmad al-Bashir, is out after 30 years of human rights violations. That he is no longer the president, and the women of Sudan was the driving force behind getting him kicked out. Let's
Yeah.
go, black women ruling the world.
Let's come on, baby.
Let's do it. We doing this. White
right.
women, come on, join us.
So I was listening to the Breakfast Club, right? And there was a man who got divorced and moved back in with his parents. And now he's suing his parents for a $29,000 porno collection that they destroyed for $80,000. So he moved in. Jamal, stop it with free Kodak Black. He moved in with his parents,
No.
and his parents said that it was for his
Addicted.
mental health because he was addicted to whacking off, and so what was happening with him, it was one of those things where they were like, we need to destroy this. So they trying to look out for his best interest, and they take and destroy his entire.
Wait a minute. Why you get money to sue somebody when you living with me? Did they give him the money? What you doing? How you get
Everybody
money?
got time for
How
that.
you had money for porn when you living with me?
Look, let me tell you.
How you got money for porn when you living with me?
How you gonna sue your parents? That's what I.
Sex is a luxury item. You don't get to have sex when you poor. And
Even
you
with
living with
yourself.
people. Even when you living with people, you don't even get to masturbate. This stupid fool. He better be glad his parent.
So do
Get
you?
your own place and do all the whacking you want.
Hey, let me. Do you think that the millennials feel entitled? Like
Yes.
they should have locks on their doors.
No,
have
they
freedom?
feel like they can come to your house.
Yeah, that's what I'm
and
talking
do what
about.
they want to.
That's what I'm talking
No.
about. No. Okay.
Boo,
I'm
you
gonna
got
tell y'all, the
you got
millennials are totally trying to transform how they relate to their parents, and they basically are saying that they owe him $29,000 for destroying this stuff. So this one guy said, okay, so what if me and you ride in the car, and I get out the car and I leave my cell phone? Is it okay for you to destroy my cell phone? And I was like,
Why would you leave?
this is his parent. Well, you know,
That's what I'm saying.
but these
You
are
left
his
it there.
parents, and you know the full story is they realized he got a problem, so they trying to help him out. So it wasn't like they was just in there like, oh, we're gonna take all
Let
this
me
stuff
tell
and
you, you
destroy
know what, parents, you're wrong. Because what you should have did is put his ass out and let him and his porn find somewhere else to go. And then you would have did him right.
I cannot
Evict
right
his
now.
ass. Don't take his porn. It's something about parents who have the need. You just got to hold on tight. Let
Yeah.
him go.
Yeah.
Let him go. If you don't like what he's doing, you don't have to put up with that in your house.
Right. And
let him go.
clearly the wife didn't like it either, baby, because she put him out. So
There you go.
There you go. Just like that. All right, guys. We thank y'all through all of our technical difficulties hanging in there with us this week. We appreciate all the love and support that we get. We love y'all. Keisha yawning.
I'm so
Jesus, because,
sleepy,
you know,
Jesus.
she getting a little sleepy. But just the last thing, why says not his house. Like my mama said, everything in this house is mine. If you don't pay nothing, you ain't got nothing.
Okay. Well, and the thing is, you don't have to live here.
Let me tell you-
Nobody's forcing you to live here, grown man.
And I'm gonna tell you this too, and that's the same way I feel about. I'd seen a person who I knew a student who the mama let him come and just stay the weekend. He spent the night with the girlfriend, this and that. I said, let me tell you something. The only people sleeping with each other around my house are the people who paying some bills.
In Merck.
Okay.
And every married couple
That
need
thing that
their own
Jamal
place.
said, problem. Only in America is sex so taboo.
It's not taboo. It's your house.
The man had a problem. He set up all day, Jamal. He wasn't having a job. They was trying to help him out because he was depressed.
And he was addicted to porn.
Right. I'm like, come on, y'all.
Addict your ass to a job. Can you get addicted to working? Where that addiction at? Where that addiction to saving and putting up and buying food? Can you get addicted to that?
Guys, we are talking about a guy who basically has sued his parents for $80,000 because they destroyed his $29,000 porn and collection. Yeah, so he was pissed about it and he's suing his parents. He moved back in with his parents after getting a divorce, and they're like, did they have the right? Did they have a right to do that? Well, guess what?
Yeah.
Like you said, when in my house, we don't lock doors.
As for my house.
Yeah, this is how we gonna get down. So anywhere it go, everybody needs to just hold their own. And you know, I get that he may
Every
have fell
tub
down.
got
on
his
some-
own bottom.
I know.
Let him get on his own bottom, boo.
Yeah, and I know he might have fell. You know, everybody fall down on some luck.
The
every now
parents
and
were
again.
wrong to destroy his collection because they should have just put him out. Stop trying to control how somebody's addiction is.
Yeah.
He's got to be willing to stop. If he don't break his wrist, if he ain't broke his wrist, he got to be willing to stop on his own.
All right, now here's the last little thing I was listening to. I had never heard of a glory hole.
I didn't want to.
Had you heard of that? Like, people, is that something that's for real? I'd never heard of that. But apparently there's such a thing. So if you don't know what it is, go ahead and look it up like I had to figure out what it was. Because that was just interesting to me.
Pull up your Bible app and go to Matthew 16:10 and read. That's what you do. Don't look that mess up.
I'm telling you,
Jesus
you
has
learn
spoken.
so much stuff.
The
Okay,
Jesus
and
in
then
me
the-
said, don't look that up.
Don't look up glory hole. Okay, and the last thing I want to talk about is the DAP pens. Now, your student, if you have a kid and they have a DAB pen, D-A-B, that's weed. Okay? They taking them
can
to
I get
school. They getting in trouble for them. It is odorless, so they're allowed to constantly stay high because it's in a liquid form. So I'm just telling y'all to kind of keep the parents up on what is. It's called a DAB pen. D-A-B as in boy, pen.
I'm
so if
sorry.
you see your kid talking about it or saying something about it or know somebody who has it, I just want you to be informed on what it is, okay? It is a DAB, D-A-B pen, and it's the cartridges that are in there are full of THC or marijuana, and it does not smell, so they can, dab all day long.
I need to dab. Because I'm tired.
So parents,
I
just
need to
be
dab and
aware.
tune out Trump. I ain't gonna dab. I got cranberry and
Wait,
vodka.
Walita said don't leave us hanging about the glory hole. Keisha, should we?
No, go to Matthew 16:10. That's where you go, Walita.
Look up glory hole.
Don't
you do
look that mess up. Boy. Don't you look that mess up. That's temptation right there.
I cannot.
That ain't nothing but the devil.
We're so tired. That's why we being silly.
That's all right. Don't
Okay.
do it.
All
Don't
right.
do it.
Hey, most men know what it is. I just
No,
had
don't
no
nobody
idea.
know that.
You
My
did
man
know
don't
that.
know. My
He
man
didn't
don't know that.
He
No.
know there was. Okay.
He don't know it because I told him he don't know nothing about it.
Okay, all right. It's quite interesting. Okay. So they were talking about, and the last comment about Jamal when he was saying about how we, make sex such a bad thing. And I really don't think that, I agree with him, and I think we do need to do a better job of, especially with our kids, and especially with women. Because with the guys, they do kind of make it, something that's a little more acceptable when you guys are talking about it than women. But women have desires and needs and all that stuff, and especially younger girls, they start getting older, and they start to want to be curious about things or whatever. Women have real conversations, like really allow them to... But it's the truth. It's so natural.
It is. I do. I think that you have to put aside your uncomfortableness, and I just think about making sure that my kids have the right understanding.
Yeah.
So I get down and dirty. They hate it.
Yeah.
And I always ask
Yeah.
them what you been doing, and they're like, "Please go away,
And
lady."
the real. I mean, I tell my son.
Hey, I told I ain't
don't let
embarrassed.
that big button of smile get you caught up, bro.
Hey, I don't want no grandbabies too soon.
I know that's right. All right, so we love y'all. We gonna see y'all next week from the outhouse
To the penthouse.
to the penthouse. We
Yeah.
out. Y'all have a great evening.
Two different point of views with the same name.
People stop. What they name is?
Keisha and Keisha. Keisha, Keisha and Keisha. Oh, Keisha and Keisha.